One of my favorite facets of YouTube videos to watch is, of course, emulation videos. Now, I don't really watch many modern gaming YouTube channels because I'm probably talking about the same things, but like emulation YouTube to me is like super cool because although I am the king of emulation, you do learn from other people and learn about new things that you can end up checking out on your own. Some of my favorite emulation channels include Mr. Sujano. Mr. Sujano! No, I always hope that he enjoys my Dirty Diana singing of his name, and Retro Game Core. Corpse? I'll say core. I think core is the right way to say it here, but that is a weird word that I don't really like. Kind of like kernel. There's no R in the word kernel, so why do we put an R in it? It's like colonel. I don't know. I don't get it. But Retro Game Core usually focuses on things like emulation handhelds and stuff like that, which kind of introduced me into that world. But they also have lots of different guides in order to set up different emulators and different emulation front-end stations. It's very intuitive, it's very interesting, and it's very informative. The three eyes of when it comes to a YouTube video, and I've definitely learned a lot from those guys. Well, right now, Retro Game Core is finding himself in a situation that involves, well, the one company that always seems to be involved in these emulation things, and that is, of course, good old stinky Nintendo. Now, I understand it's a very gray area. I understand that there are people that will die on their sword for Nintendo, but there are situations in which you should be willing to sacrifice yourself for the great Nintendo, even though they don't need you because they're a multi-billion-dollar company. Now, I actually met Russ from Retro Game Core at Too Many Games of this past year, but it was one of those situations where I was talking to him and I didn't put two and two together until after the fact, and then John was like I asked John, I was like, who is that? And he was like, oh, that's the dude from Retro Game Core. And I was like, oh, damn it, I didn't know that. My bad, Russ. My bad. But this channel is currently under scrutiny from Nintendo when it comes to Wii U emulation. You can already see where I'm going with this. So recently, Wii U emulation was released for Android devices. As it currently stood, you had to have a Windows or PC-based architecture in order to run Wii U stuff. PC emulators and Android emulators are two different things. So you have to program the emulator to work on a specific device. So they're not like plug and play. You can't really just go back and forth between an emulator for an Android and then bring it over to your PC. So obviously Wii U finally coming to the system of Androids was a big deal. And a lot of people were going to be interested in this. Now, of course, it was a bit limited as it stands right now. You have to have a Snapdragon system on a chip in order to run Wii U on an Android device, so that might limit some people in what they can do, and a lot of these handhelds don't have Snapdragons in them, so you're kind of limited in that aspect, but still, this is a big deal. So of course, Retro Game Core made a video showing this off on something, one of these more high-end Android devices, like the AN Odin 2, which is what the video was in question, and Nintendo came along and copyright claimed the video, and that now you can't view the video. So he put up this post yesterday, and I want to talk about this because this is just so ridiculous to me. Hi friends, like imagine starting out hi friends and then like being mad at this person. Like I'm never gonna give you a hi friends. Like I'm a scumbag. I'm gonna give you a yo, what's good, son? What's good? Like that's as nice as you're gonna get from me. Hi friends. Well, it does appear that my worst fears are true and that I am being specifically targeted by Nintendo. My Wii U video was taken down and I received another copyright strike, even though this showcase video was no different than all the tech demos and reviews I have made on this channel previously. I'm still considering a counterclaim under fair use as the video was for educational use, transformative in nature, and had no effect on the market. It was a demonstration of a console no longer for sale. Even the Wii U eShop is closed, so the company itself has no means of earning revenue from Wii U sales. However, I am reluctant to open a can of worms with a multi-billion-dollar corporation, as their next step would be to file legal action. At the very least, this means I'm going to change how I approach future videos. I will no longer showcase any Nintendo games on screen, which is a shame because I use loving those games for my hardware demonstrations. I don't know how that will play out when it comes to showcasing things like Emulation Station, front-end themes that contain Nintendo characters, but for now, I'm going to focus on actual gameplay. I'm also going through videos I'm working on and blurring out any Nintendo game content as a precaution, and even innocuous content like NES games. Pause. You thought I was going to say this word wrong, innocuous. Okay, I'm not stupid. Let's just get that out of the way. Unfortunately, this is going to delay some video releases. My latest video should be up right now, but instead I have to re-edit and re-upload the first video. I know that this is disappointing news, but with 2 strikes on my channel, I don't have any other choice except to adjust accordingly. Thanks for understanding. Like I said, I don't even know if I said that because I filmed this video a few times and I've just been getting very angry. If you get 3 strikes, you're out. You know, this isn't like a copyright claim where, you know, it's just some whatever situation. A copyright strike is a completely different beast than a copyright claim. So here was the initial thumbnail. It had Twilight Princess HD on it, and this is the AN Odin 2 running the thing. So here, Jesus Christ. Here's the problem with a lot of this stuff. And I'm going to bring it back to something that I always talk about. First off, go show Russ some support on this post. Go say something nice. Go subscribe to his channel. Hell, his channel blew up. Like, he's well over 500,000 subscribers now. And that's probably why he's being targeted. Because let's be realistic. I could go on YouTube right now and find a myriad of illegal videos with Switch content that's being pirated and stuff like that. And first-party games running with mods and stuff like that. That's all fine. But showing how to set up a Wii U emulator on an Android device. Nintendo, let's have a little come to Jesus meeting here. There is no way in 2024 to put money into your pocket for anything Wii U related. None. There's no way. I can't go out there and buy a Wii U system and you make money on that because everything is from a third-party seller. It is a used system. I can't give you money for the games because everything on the market is from a third-party company or a third-party seller, I should say. It is the used marketplace. You have removed the Wii U eShop. There is no way to give you money right now, as it stands, for Twilight Princess HD or Wind Waker HD. There's no way. So why would you attack someone for showing off how to play Wii U games on something you can't make money on? Like, it behooves me. It behooves me. If you just released it on the Switch or something like that. Okay, maybe that's a little different. And I will be honest with you, okay? Using first-party Nintendo games is very dicey when it comes to emulation stuff, and I will try to avoid that in every shape or instance. But even you can even get into like little specifics of like, well, how do you even know it was running on there? He could have been running a YouTube video on there and just, you know, superimposing it. What if it was AI? What if it was AI generated? Like, obviously it wasn't, but I just find it so weird how this system, this Wii U, that you didn't give a shit about after like a year on the marketplace because you knew it was a colossal failure. You knew that you weren't making your money back on this. You knew you were moving on to the next thing. Is now all of a sudden a point of contingency to where you're like, oh, damn, Wii U emulation. We've got to stop it on Android because there's a million Wii U videos on YouTube of how to set it up on PC that have been around for years and years and years. Why are we targeting this one channel? What is it about Retro Game Core? Arguably, one of the nicest people in the emulation scene. Why? I don't, and I understand. There's going to be people in the comments section that are like, well, it's Nintendo's property. They have to defend their IP. Okay, let's say that is the case. Was he showing you where to get the games? No, he wasn't. Because every smart emulation YouTuber never shows you where to get the actual games. This is just the game running on an emulator. And an emulator in and of itself is not illegal. So where do we draw the line with this? Like, and why? Why is Nintendo the only company that does this? They're the only company that actively targets people on YouTube for showing off emulators. Xbox emulators, never hear a peep from Microsoft. PlayStation emulators, never hear a peep. Sega emulators, never hear a peep. But Nintendo, they're the ones that are clutching their pearls over this. They're the ones that are like, oh, He's emulating an old system of ours that we can't actually make any sort of money on. We've got to attack him. We've got to pull out all the stops on this. We have to stop this thing from happening, even though the emulator itself is not illegal. So now Retro Game Core has to go in, because Retro Game Core is in a channel like me. You know, I'm a very fly by my seat sort of person. This dude puts a lot of, you know, camera angles and crap like that in his videos to make them, you know, look all fancy and stuff like that. So now he's got to go back and like change a bunch of stuff because Nintendo is striking Wii U content in 2024. And if you think that's okay, if you think that's fine, that is your prerogative. But I am here to tell you that that is probably the wrong prerogative. That is something that does not make sense. That is something that is not helping Nintendo. It's not making them money. It's not hurting them because they're not losing money on a product that they are no longer selling. I don't know. It's crazy to me. So, like I said, Retro Game Core's channel is in the description box down below. Go show him some love. Go watch some of his videos. This shit's good as hell. Like, very informative, very well edited. You know, pretty much the opposite of this channel. So go show him some love because, you know, it's very frustrating and it's very scary, especially when you have 2 strikes. Like, this is probably his livelihood. And like that's a very scary thing. So go show him some love. Give me your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you disagree with me, I don't care. That's fine. I just think it's utterly ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. And it's one of those things where it's like, legally, yeah, you could probably do it. But is it worth doing? Is it really worth doing? Is there really any benefit for you to do this besides just getting negative publicity over the situation? Let that marinate for a little bit. And as always, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.